It was 2012, and I'm standing in the middle of a rocky, glacier-carved valley. The wind is blowing and the snow is falling, and I'm standing next to this 8-foot yellow pyramid. It's like Big Bird yellow, and it's a Scott tent. It's one of these waxed canvas, wooden-poled tents. And the reason I'm standing outside of it in the cold, blowing snow and the gray is because the inside is a charred, fire-blackened mess. See, we've been staying warm with a little camp stove in one of the coldest, driest, windiest parts of Antarctica. And the camp stove is fueled by a little jar with liquid fuel in it. And there had developed a leak in the piping that goes to the stove. And over time, this metal box had filled up with about an inch of highly flammable gas, which had erupted into flames. And everyone raced out of the tent, so everyone was fine. But the inside was melted. The ropes were melted. The cook kit was melted. Our food had basically gone up in flames. And it was ruined, and I was stressed out because I thought I have to explain this to people at McMurdo, the big US base. I have to explain why there was a fire. And I had come to this camp not to be a firefighter, but to do geology. I'd come up to help this camp in the highest, driest, coldest valley of Antarctica get out ice cores from the oldest ice on Earth. So if you want to understand Earth's climate evolution, we need to find gas bubbles trapped in the ice from times past. If you want to find out if Earth's climate now is different from Earth's climate in the past, you go find the oldest ice. So I was a grad student. I had some polar logistics experience. I had been sent up to help pack up these last of the samples, and I had 3 days to figure it out, and 3 days to deal with this tent fire. And that's the point where I heard the helicopter blades. Because see, we could get around in the dry valleys by helicopter, and all of a sudden this radio crackles on. It's Golf 084. That's my science event. This is 36 Julie, the helicopter. Are you ready for samples? I thought, oh man, I thought I had 3 days to sort this out, and I have this tent fire. I said, sorry, didn't copy 36 Julie. And they said, yeah, 36 Julie, Golf 084. Are you ready for samples? Let me figure this out. Yeah, hold on 1 second. And then the helicopter's getting closer and closer and closer, and finally the radio crackles to life, and I hear, Golf 084, this is 36 Julie, are you ready for Santa? And that is not something I was expecting. See, it wasn't the flight of the cargo retro flight. It wasn't that they needed the samples. It was the McMurdo Station Christmas flight. And as a Jewish person doing research in Antarctica, it wasn't even on my radar that the head of the National Science Foundation mission in Antarctica would come out to my camp in the dry valleys wearing a bright red Santa suit to deliver cookies and presents and mail. It just didn't strike me that this was something that humans did. And so the helicopter lands, and of course they want to be, come into the tent for cookies and tea, and the tent is on fire. So I said, how about we go out to the oldest ice on Earth? Let's go check out the science. You can help us bring back the ice cores. And that's how a guy in a Santa suit actually helped carry back these ice cores in a giant sack.